What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Infinite Warfare Epic Variant Reviews on BlackTideTV. This week we're taking a look at the last of my own personal epic variants here in Infinite Warfare, meaning next week we'll be back with Ren's account, grabbing gameplay over there, and he's got almost every epic variant in the game, so we will be bringing back the epic variant review polls on my Twitter page at BlackTideTV. There's a link in the description of this video and every other video, or you can just head over to Twitter and search it up. It's spelled the exact same way as the YouTube name. I will be giving you guys the 4 options at the end of this video. They'll also be posted on the poll itself, but 4 options at the end of this video. Head over there and vote on which variant you'd like to see next week. Some pretty crazy options in there. This is the last of my own personal epic variants today, the Erad Cyclopean. Yes, we're finally back to supply drop epic variants. No more mission team variants for the time being. Infinity Ward has come out to say that there will be a 5th mission team joining us. I'm assuming it's going to come out mid-March with the emblem editor and all the other changes, but I could be wrong in that. I'm probably wrong in that. It usually takes Infinity Ward months and months and months to post anything once they've announced it, so there will be another mission team variant on the horizon, but for now, we're back into supply drop variants, which is great because I can actually recommend to you guys if you should purchase these weapons with your hard-earned salvage or not. The Erad Cyclopean I did purchase with my own salvage. I didn't happen to find it in a supply drop. I actually went out and bought this one. Not because I wanted it, but because it was the only one that I really had access to. Ren and I try to share the epic variants. He gets all of them anyways, but I try to share with him so that I'm not buying the things that he already has. So this was the only epic variant in the most recent DLC drop that I actually had access to, because all of the other ones I had to spend over 6,000 salvage. This was the only one that was 4,000, so I bought this one, and I'm actually very happy with my purchase. The Erad Cyclopean is easily the most unique epic variant in the game so far. Easily, 100%. This weapon is absolutely crazy. It's nothing like the base Erad whatsoever. So many statistics have been changed, so let's go over it in this video. Now, the first thing that I'd like to point out about the Erad Cyclopean, or Cyclopean, I prefer Cyclopean, is the in-game description. I know the average Call of Duty player isn't that big on descriptions, but this just goes to show how unique this variant actually is. If I read the standard Erad description, it is as such. Full auto energy firearm, a wide dispersion muzzle dampens recoil, providing highest accuracy in class. The Erad Cyclopean, however, could not be farther from this description. Beam energy firearm, an exotic design of unknown origin. Some speculate it was a prototype for the Steel Dragon. So if that just doesn't get you hyped about this weapon, I don't know what will. It's like a mini Steel Dragon, and it really is. This one is a beam weapon, straight out of Advanced Warfare, feels exactly like the EM1, except a little easier to control, and there's something about this weapon that I can't put my finger on. It feels like it's amazing, and then sometimes it will just drop off and do nothing for you. When you look at the statistics, it doesn't look that appealing, but the weapon, when you're using it, just feels great. And even when doing a wall test, which I will show you at the very end of this video, I've included 2 wall tests, an aiming down sights wall test and a hipfire wall test. The weapon seems like it's super inaccurate, but when you actually get it in game and you're firing at enemies, it feels like a laser. It feels like it sucks the beam towards your enemies. It feels very, very powerful in game. It's very hard to put your finger on, very hard to hand test. And really, I feel like there's extra auto aim or aim assist, whatever you want to call it, on this weapon when you're actually using in-game. It really feels like this beam that you shoot out of the weapon sucks into enemies, especially when you're hip firing. For the most part, I try to only hip fire this weapon because it's so accurate with its hip fire. You can see the hip fire cone there. It's a little tiny, like it's the most accurate weapon for hip firing in the game. It doesn't seem like it when you do a wall test, but it's ridiculous. For some reason, I can't put my finger on it. This weapon is amazing. It blows my mind every time I use this weapon because I look at the statistics. I look at everything that I've actually studied about this weapon, and I go, that weapon cannot be that competitive, but it really is, and it's just crazy. So at this point in the video, I'd like to throw up the epic variant card, and we can go over the traits of this weapon, even though there really isn't much to see. The majority of alterations to this variant are purely statistical and will not appear on the traits, but it's something we do in this series anyways, and we do have to cover that common trait after all. So first up, the epic trait Particle Beam releases a concentrated beam of energy, and the common trait Focus reduces idle sway while aiming down sights. Now something else I'd like to point out while we're here is at the bottom of the screen where it says beam. Regularly in this slot, it tells you what your fire type is. So if you're firing fully automatic, if it's semi-automatic, if it's 3-round burst. This is the only variant that I've ever seen that actually changes the fire type to something completely new. And this got me thinking, we might have beam weapons in the future, like other beam weapons, other beam variants, and that got me really excited because this weapon is pretty damn cool. Now to quickly cover the common trait Focus, this variant has 50% less idle sway, meaning that when aiming down sights, your weapon will wobble less, allowing for a more accurate shot at long range. Really more or less lost on the SMGs, especially the Erad Cyclopean being a less accurate version of the Erad. The other statistics are where you're going to want to pay attention. So the standard Erad has a damage range of 30 to 19, so that's a 4 to 6 shot kill. The Erad Cyclopean, on the other hand, this may seem bad, will drop down to a 6 to 10 shot kill at a 19 to 10 damage range. Ridiculous. It seems like it's so bad. A 6 to 10 shot kill, it's the fire rate that makes up for it. The fire rate is the highest in the entire game at 1200 RPM. The standard Erad is 810 RPM. This is 1200, which, if I'm not mistaken, does round with frame rounding to consistent. Like 100%. As long as the beam is touching an enemy, it will be doing damage. There is no frame rounding to actually implement here. It's a constant damage weapon. That's why it's a beam weapon. You put the beam on an enemy and they melt. The Erad Cyclopean also features a uniquely sized magazine. Instead of 30 in the magazine and 60 in reserve, this weapon will spawn with 45 in the magazine and 90 in reserve. There are a few attachment restrictions with this weapon as well. You can't put a suppressor, ram servo, or laser sight on this weapon for obvious reasons. Now the weapon itself, I think, is one of the best epic variants in the game. It's very strange. It's very difficult to get used to. You can't just pick up this weapon and expect to be a god. It's a very different weapon. There's nothing else like it in the entire game. Easily the most unique epic variant in the game so far. I would recommend that you go out and purchase this weapon with your 4000 salvage. It's really cool, and you would be amazed to see this weapon in action. You don't see it too often on the battlefield, but it's very interesting, and it's very hard to hand test. It's really hard to explain and to compare to other weapons. The best I can do for you is say, get this weapon, try it out for yourself, or just find a friend that has it and try it out before you buy it. You might love it, you might hate it. Honestly, I can't even tell you. I love it myself. It's a really cool weapon, much better than the standard Erad in my opinion. Now, as promised, we've moved into standardized hand-tested wall plots comparing the accuracy of the Erad Cyclopean and the base Erad, though you will have to pay close attention. As you can see, the Erad Cyclopean's particle beam leaves behind no residue. Now we've reached the end of the video, and I've got the 4 options for next week's epic variant review for you. You'll have to head over to my Twitter page at BlackTideTV, link in the description, to vote on which of the following 4 variants you'd like to see: the RPR Evo Bow Suzoku, the Reaver Machete, the Mauler Sentinel, or the EMC Switchblade. That is going to conclude this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.